Report to you live here from the Maple Leaf Gardens in Loblaws on Valentine's Day to get some flowers for the wife. It's live from last week, episode 269. Let's go. Welcoming my fellow JayWalkers to another episode of Live From Last Week. Hope last week has served you well. Just a quick shameless plug before we go on. I want you guys to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. So last night, after getting in just under 7 hours of sleep, I got right into being productive today, editing my Live From Last Week videos on the laptop while watching some Filipino game show programming. Then going, just like we've done before, to my local Home Depot to pick up a couple of painting supplies. Especially since I've been very inspired by the renovations that are happening in the condo's lobby at this time. Was a house husband starting off with washing the dishes today, as well as doing and folding a couple loads of laundry while the wife was at work, and cooking one of my new specialties that I haven't made in a while. Cooking some rice cooker, shrimp, and chicken congee for the wife to have when she comes home from her shift in the night. Then, keeping in mind and hoping to surprise the wife, I took some before videos of our condo's foyer closet that the wife wanted to paint but just hasn't got around to being able to do it yet. But just like we did to the condo's living room and the dining room a couple weeks back, I started to prep this closet for a little bit of a makeover with the minimal handyman skills that I have. And after leaving the newly painted closet to dry, and before getting this reaction from the wife when I got home from my outing, so, surprise!
Thanks for doing that.
I headed to play my 4th session of indoor volleyball in the span of the last 6 days, subbing in with one of my friends Debbie's indoor volleyball team, as well as my buddy Oscar, with whom both I haven't played alongside with in a while, having an indoor volleyball league session this evening at Wexford Collegiate. So while we're on the topic of indoor volleyball, recalling the volleyball tournament that I had played in over the weekend, I now present to you part 2 of the highlight music video from last week's Hit That Sports Ace of Courts volleyball tournament. Now, on to this morning, where after 4.5 hours of sleep, the wife had woke me up to drive her downtown for her day shift, then stayed in all day to watch the Winter Olympic Games at the condo on my last full day off of work this week and made a too good to go purchase from our local Tagpuan, taking out all this food prior to going downtown to pick up the wife after her shift and enjoying our meal back here at the condo to wrap up our night. But before we leave y'all for the night, we just got a quick birthday shout out to one of the best dance moms out there who I remember would cheer for us on the sidelines during our youth dance competitions. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Susan. Happy birthday, Susan. We've also got a quick birthday greeting to one of my Midtown indoor volleyball friends out there. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Andre. Feliz cumpleaños, Andre. And last but not least, we got a birthday shout out to one of my former coworkers, my kapitbahay, who is also a YouTuber at Palmani101. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Jason. Happy birthday, Jason. So continuing with the birthday greetings, today we got a birthday shout out to one of our dear friends who we've traveled with internationally a couple years back. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Christina. Happy birthday, Christina. And last but not least, we got a birthday shout out to the one and only Dad, aka Chuck Norris, who is currently living life up in the Philippines. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Tito Eddie. Happy birthday, Dad. So getting in almost 8 hours of restful sleep last night. But as you guys can hear in my voice, feeling a little bit under the weather for the second time in the span of a couple of weeks. I woke up to turn on the TV to watch the Olympics. Especially since today was the opening game of the Team Canada men's Olympic hockey team. Then edited some live from last week videos, getting them ready for tomorrow morning's weekly release. Before I go in for my first of a scheduled 2 night shifts later on this evening. So today being the superstitious Friday the 13th, coming off a septic workup type of night shift this morning, you just knew I was still feeling a little bit under the weather with me making these household staple remedies to consume when I got back to the condo. But yeah, after a short 3-hour post-shift nap, I was able to recall a remedy that always seems to make me feel better. Throwing back to these scenes in the recent past, and seeing these coupons show up on my social media feed, I went out to get some Pizza Hut pizza, as well as some free fries on this Friday the 13th, and enjoyed both of these food deals back at the condo this evening, before going in for my second night shift in a row tonight. So, just apologizing in advance, doing my first ever Live from Last Week segment in history with a hoarse voice. I just wanted to wish y'all out there a happy Valentine's Day. And guys, on that note, we'll just do a quick birthday shout out to one of my beach volleyball friends who is one of the most youthful players that I've played alongside with. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Carol. Happy birthday, Carol. And we've also got a birthday shout out to one of my buddies out there who I always try to visit anytime I'm in the Montreal area. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Carta. Happy birthday, Carta. So coming off a Friday the 13th night shift into Valentine's Day this morning, we did an SUV carpool with the coworker Tiff, who had gifted me some of these delicious treats, before having the idea to surprise the wife today, going flower and chocolate shopping for Valentine's Day. as well as for some of these things that will be historic collector's items in the near future. What we like to call concentrated orange juice. Then taking these items back to the condo for part 2 of the surprise of the day. Making some of these eggs, some hash browns, and the aforementioned concentrated orange juice, along with some bacon, some chocolate chip waffles, and some chicken bits to make chicken and waffles. Then presenting her with these flowers and chocolates when she just woke up.
Thank you. You don't have to get me anything. Wow, where'd you get these watermelons from?
Then presenting to her on a platter this breakfast that I had stayed up after my night shift to make for her.
Thank you.
Fresh from Asume.
Thanks, baby.
Enjoying this breakfast together for our Valentine's Day. But next up, still feeling a little bit under the weather with just over 3 hours of post-shift sleep. We had watched together some Valentine's Day themed Filipino programming in the living room. Getting her to open up the Valentine's Day chocolate that I had bought her earlier, of which reminded us of our travels to Hawaii a couple years back. Next, driving the wife downtown for her night shift on this Valentine's Day. I'd stop by the famous Maple Leaf Gardens Loblaws to quickly do my opening theme segment. Checking out the Center Ice area where they had the last Toronto Maple Leaf game here just over 27 years ago to this date. Almost buying some of these items that I wanted to get for Lunar New Year, as well as seeing one of these machines that I haven't used in a long while. Seeing that my recorded BMI was normal, as well as taking my most recent blood pressure test where it showed that my blood pressure was elevated once again with all the stress from work and being sick this evening. So today, we'll do a quick birthday shout out to one of my FSAT tutoring friends who are remembering back during her university days. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Teresa. Happy birthday, Teresa. And last but not least, we got a birthday shout out to one of the biggest Toronto Argonaut fans that I know. This birthday shout out goes out to you, Ginger Argo. Happy birthday, Ginger. So this morning, exhausted and still under the weather, as you guys can hear from my voice, and waking up after less than 5 hours of sleep, I made my way to drive downtown to pick up the wife from her night shift earlier this morning, before heading to the exact same church that the wife and I had got married at, going to the nearby Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic Parish for Sunday morning Mass, seeing their new renovations and the additions of these big screen TVs for the services, and buying our annual church fundraising car raffle ticket for the year. Next up, going back to the condo for Tita Chi and Tito Jan to make a quick visit, with Tito Jan checking out one of the small problems that we were having with our washer. We watched our Filipino game show programming for the day, before surprising the mother-in-law, Tita Chi, with this bottle of bubbly.
Yeah, malapit na. I can see it.
Yeah! and celebrating the fact that she got a new promotion at work. Next up, going to this place for the first time in a while. We made our way to the perfect Chinese restaurant for a late dim sum lunch here this afternoon. Next, doing something that I've done in a previous episode a couple months back. I headed to the closest nearby Party City to make yet another purchase for a special milestone birthday balloon. Then head over to 52 for a surprise belated birthday celebration. Even having some souvenir bracelets placed on my wrists. Hey, I've traveled the world before. I know this scam.
You already paid 25 cents. He got his 25 cents.
Ooh. Celebrating the cousin Tanya's belated birthday earlier this season. So after that combo celebration of Tanya's milestone birthday / family day 2026 at 52, I got home to achieve my own little milestone of level 50 in Spanish in Duolingo before going to bed and unfortunately getting a poor sleep, waking up in the middle of the night with this persistent cough. But after passing out on the couch to catch up on a little bit of sleep, I pretty much just stayed in all day, just watching the Olympics at home on TV, focusing on resting up and just getting better. Before driving the wife downtown for her night shift this evening. And also wrapping up this week's Live From Last Week episode right here. So, if you guys have enjoyed what you've been watching, feel free to follow JayWalkerPOV on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to like and share this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notifications bell to be notified when new videos from JayWalkerPOV come out. And once again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and healthy out there, and we'll see you next time on Live From Last Week.